Let us begin this memorable occasion with a heart full of gratitude, mind full of dreams, and spirit ready to soar. To invoke blessings for the journey ahead, we begin with the prayer. I invite Kumari N. Chandana, she is a student of Devagiri College, second year botany, for the prayer.
माणिक्यवीणामुपलालयं दिं मदालसा मञ्जुळवाङ्विलासा माहेन्द्रनीलद्युदे कोमलाङ्गी मादङ्गकन्या मनसा स्मरामि चतुर्भुजे चन्द्रकलावदंसे कुचोनदे कुङ्कुमरागशोणे पुण्ड्रेषु पाशाङ्कुश पुष्पबाणहस्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते जगदेकमाता नमस्ते नमस्ते जगदेकमाता.
Thank you, Chantana. Next, I would like to invite Shri A.K. Anuraj, Director of Mahatma Gandhi College of Mass Communication, Syndicate Member, Calicut University, to request you to deliver the welcome speech.
Namaste and good morning to all. Actually, we are marking a milestone. And the happy thing is that all those who have assembled here are the well-wishers of this event and an ongoing project like this. Anyway, we know the present media scenario that Bharat is having. And I think Lutyens Media is the name that we have given to today's Indian media. But as a student of journalism and a person who was or who is practicing journalism, I would like to see it from a different angle. What happened to Indian journalism and why are we being made to call that Indian media is still having the mind of slavery? I think from journalistic point of view, what happened to Indian media is that it lost neutrality. And it is failing to update itself also. Generally, we are hearing from people who are there in media or who are closely watching media, regularly complaining that our media people or youngsters who are entering into this particular field are not getting good opportunities these days, and why? This is the question that regularly we are getting. So what is the reason? That also I have tried to think about it. And one answer that I got or I could make from the discussions that regularly we are having with both those who are practicing media and also teaching media studies, is that we are failing to update. Even now, I think people are thinking about jobs in print media or visual media. But we know that all these media houses, whether they are having their flagship project in print or visual, they are surviving with what they are making from earning from digital media. But I don't think people who want to study media or who want to be in media field, they are thinking about updating themselves about the scope in digital media and scope beyond digital media. In digital media itself, people are thinking about getting a job. But we know that technology these days, what it is trying to do is, it is taking much effort to have entrepreneurs. But unfortunately, only a very few media enthusiasts or students are trying to think about an enterprise or media enterprise, to start a media enterprise by themselves. So we generally say that we should not be a job seeker but a job provider. But how many people, how many communicators are trying to be an entrepreneur, be a job giver? So that question is remaining unanswered. And one another thing that Indian media is losing is, it is, I think it is not ready to take the new trends that is happening in international media. Actually, Indian media, it grew by taking so many things from other countries or the media culture that we are having in other places. But the new trends in international media, I think we are failing to accept it or adapt it. The nationalist outlook that media globally is having, unfortunately, that we cannot see in India. So sometimes this new gen media people, they may be telling that it is not our practice, but the practice globally changed, but we are not ready to change. And that is happening in the case of taking this international trends about a country or a nation alone. So practically, we are not updating practically, or we are very late in adapting things from the places where media has gone far ahead. So, and if we think about journalistic values, I would like to give an example. Whatever their politics may be, India was having a prime minister who wanted himself to be drawn as a cartoon picture every day. For 1 day, 2 day or 3 days, if he was not appearing as a cartoon figure, he used to go to that particular media house and ask them, why did you spare me? And from there, after so many decades, we are getting another politician, another administrator, who is saying, get out to media. So this much distance we have covered when media is being handled by or addressed by public or politicians or celebrities. So why this change happened? I think the reason is nothing but journalism lost its values somewhere in this route. So I think to get back that glory, nowadays the common complaint is that media people are not getting due consideration. So to get that lost glory, I think we should go back to the values that journalism was keeping internationally and in Bharat especially. So actually MAGCOM is a step towards that direction. We are having so many aims. One is to have young journalists who are having nationalist outlook, good professionals in various streams of journalism and communication, have research in media sector, But I think out of all these aims, the most important thing is that it should be possible for us to drive back journalism to its lost values. So I think this optimistic view is the thing that drives MAGCOM and took us to the next level of getting academic collaborations from prestigious institutions. So we are having, as of now, academic collaboration with 3 noted higher education institutions. First among them, of course, is Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. Second is National Institute of Technology, Calicut. And the third comes Makhanlal Chaturvedi, National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal. So we know about JNU and NIT. And the third, Makhanlal University, it is the first exclusive mass communication university in Asia that was instituted about 4 decades ago in Bhopal. And that particular university is having so many new gen media courses, infrastructure, everything, and it is going to help us a lot, an upcoming institution like MAGCOM, to have so many promising new generation courses. And the collaboration with NIT, there our aim was to club the communicator with the technology or bring technologies to communication. So we are trying to bridge that gap or construct that bridge. And JNU, of course, we know it is the most prestigious university in India. And it is having a full-fledged centralized campus in the capital city. And our mission, actually, MAGCOM wanted to get the affiliation or academic collaboration of various universities and various institutions. And almost all the higher education institutions we approached, they were ready to collaborate with MAGCOM, but we waited for this prestigious institution. And with the blessings and supports of our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Nandetan, we could do it 3-4 years ago. And we have been working behind it. And finally, last year, we got our first course, PG Diploma in Journalism from JNU. So this is the story and history of journalism, or this Journalism Institute, MAGCOM, that we are having today. So with these introductory words, I am trying to do the duty that I am supposed to do here. We know the history of Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. Especially Kerala knows about it very well. We are having a good number of students who studied in JNU, and also a few professors and other officers in that university. Kerala will be the state which is having a maximum connection with JNU. But I don't think it was accessible to all Malayalis. So actually this first step is to make JNU accessible for all students, irrespective of their caste, color, politics, and even language. And for that, we were getting, when we approached with this idea, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Shantisri Dhulibudi Pandit Ma'am, she was very happy to have an academic collaboration with MAGCOM. And I think it is one among the first MOUs signed making use of the opportunity that NEP 2020 was extending. So a university signing an MOU with, and a prestigious university like JNU signing an MOU with a college in Calicut. And from there, we could come to this, what we call this milestone. That again, wholly it is because at the helm, at the top, we were having Shantisri Dhulibudi Pandit Ma'am. We were having so many hurdles, but for every problem, there was a solution from her team. So this function, this convocation, all the developments and growth of MAGCOM, I think we should be that much grateful to her. And her areas of expertise. I had seen her functioning when G20 was happening in India. Those days, I think even 48 hours was not enough for her. So many discussions, so many meetings with delegates. So she was running from north to south, east to west of Delhi and attending so many conferences, meetings, everything. Writing so many articles, writing books. And today she will be in Calicut, tomorrow she will be in Nilgiris. Day after tomorrow she will be in Delhi. Next day she will be in Jammu Kashmir. Next day she will be out of India. So that way she is traveling and everywhere she is going to deliver speeches, and that again with what we call every speech will be something different from the earlier ones. Every speech there will be something that there is for us to study and note. So that much oratorship she is having, a noted academician, a specialist in international relations. So that way she is a pride for us, and it is a happy thing that she is from this Dakshin Bharat. So that way also she, what we call, supports us strongly in the capital. So I heartily welcome her to this function and also request her blessings and supports in the journey ahead of Mahatma Gandhi College of Mass Communication. Now, Nandetan, what all things MAGCOM could do, I was explaining something here. Everything happened only because Nandetan is there. From the idea, from the beginning of the idea of a journalism college, then onwards his support was there. Again, for every problem we were contacting him, and again we were getting solutions for every problem. So many institutions or many organizations all will be having patrons, but in the case of several institutions or organizations, it is just what we call a post that is being given for a particular person or a group of persons. They may be functioning or they may not be functioning. But in our case, our patron is 24/7. Whatever problems we have, we can communicate to him, and also it will get resolved. Other than having this MOU and all, we were having so many other problems. For all these problems, this point of contact, there is a single point of contact at national level, and that is Nandetan. And once I started going Delhi and visiting Nandetan, whenever we are going to JNU, we will try to have Nandetan also with us. With him, under his leadership, we are going there. And I have seen the respect that people in academic field, research field, they are giving to Nandetan in North. So, at national level, if we are having a nationalist think tank, he is one among the very few persons who is heading that team, all of us know. Whenever we are having an issue, whether it is farmer strike or Soros issue or a movie or a literature or a book, whatever it is, the first person whose social media handle is going to be active first, that is Nandetan. So I think that way he is guiding a good number of youth all over the nation. And being the national convener of Pratna Pravah, it is having units in every state. That way also this message is being spread. And such an honorable personality, he is our patron, and also now he is here to deliver keynote address. It is a blessing for us. Thank you, Nandata, for joining, and also I heartily welcome him to this august gathering. Now we have Madam Rita Soni A.L. She is Associate Professor of JNU, and JNU, we know, it is a very complicated system. It is having a very complicated system. It being a very large university, having so many departments, so many activities, so many research activities. It is a very huge system, and it is not that easy to get things done from there. There, Rita ma'am is the point of contact. As I said you sometime earlier, how VC ma'am helped us, how Nandatan is helping us. So similarly, without Rita ma'am, we cannot think about the activities that is happening in JNU. So there again, there will be so many problems, and in the case of MAGCOM, we are in a budding stage, so especially we will be having some extra problems. So whatever it is, we will get some calls or some mails from JNU, we will be confused, we will get confused, then automatically we will give a call to Rita ma'am, and somehow we will get it resolved. So all beyond JNU also, for so many helps in this National Capital Region Delhi, we request her, and happily she is ready to help us. So she is a guide for us in the case of MAGCOM. So with that respect, I welcome Rita ma'am also to this function. Usually it is a practice to welcome who is going to the chair first. So today deliberately I kept the name last because he is our host also, A.K. Prashant. Prashant Detan, he is one among the leading architects of Calicut, Kerala, and I think even Bharat, and also sometimes beyond that. He is an internationally acclaimed architect, having so many juniors under him, and designed so many prestigious projects. And also he is the state president of All India Malayali Association, so very active. And the thing that brings him to MAGCOM is he's a very good media analyst. Almost all the anchors, all the television channels, all so many digital media houses, everything he knows about all those things very closely. And I usually, whenever I am having some confusion or something when I feel to be discussed, Prashant Detan is one among the personalities usually I try to discuss with. So he is that much updated, and I think he can contribute a lot to this institution. So with that respect, I welcome Prashant Detan also to this function. I welcome Chandana N, who gave us an enlightening prayer, and also T.S. Ujjwala ma'am. She is one of the faculty member of Mahatma Gandhi College of Mass Communication. She is going to deliver a vote of thanks here, so I welcome Ujjwala ma'am also to this function. I welcome the noted personalities like our Kaidapram Tirumeni, who have come here to attend this, what we call this function, which is something quite new to Kerala. And our mentors, our Hindustan Prakashan Trust trustees, such other celebrities in the city, and people from different sectors of the society, the faculty of Mahatma Gandhi College of Mass Communication, parents of the students who are getting graduated today, and finally the students who are getting graduated today. I welcome all of you, and I also wish these graduates the best in their career in journalism. What all complaints today we are having about media or journalism, I request you should be a role model by filling the gaps and also finding new, higher, bright opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I kindly request Shri A.K. Prashant, Chairman of MAGCOM Governing Body, to deliver Presidential Address.
Our chief guest, Professor Shantistri Dulipodi Pandit, Vice Chancellor JNU, Sri Nandakumar, National Convener, Sri Madam Rita Soni, Sri A.K. Anuraj, T.S. Ujjwala, Chandana, Kaidapram sir, all the beloved trustee members, and my close friend, my brother, Madhuchatan, and rest of the dignitaries in front of me, and the emerging young journalists from MAGCOM, the first batch. Good morning. Energy is not there, no? Enough? Good morning once again. Yeah, that's it. So it's very important to make your presence. The biggest issue now in India is we are not showing our presence. We are there just in numbers, but we are not showing it really. Anyway, I'm extremely, extremely happy to be standing in front of you all to see the seed which has been sown some time back with Ashirvad of a lot of great people, to have some meaning in the world of confusion. Because journalism is the primary body which opens our door every day to the world. And sadly, for so many years, we are just seeing views being blasted on us rather than the real version of what's happening in the world. So the traditional media has lost its charm because there is no more news. There is only views. And once in a while, you get to have people like Assange and all who are giving some insight into the reality. Sadly, in India, since 1492, the arrival of our colonial master from Portugal, till date, especially in Kerala, we have been under the influence, and we have almost forgotten the rich tradition and heritage of our culture, and we have lost the roots. So we are kind of a group of people who are actually sitting on gold mine of history, culture, which can be the Vishaguru of the world, because Kerala, I would say, being the center of the world once upon a time, because the entire world economy was reeling on the spices, especially pepper, ginger, and things like that from Kerala, which keep the life for most of the snow-cladded Western civilization. We had a very, very, very enriching civilization which dates back to almost, I would say, dated 5,000 years, or it's much more than that. We are just discovering all the new sites of geological happenings that is happening now, Raikari and Madurai, all those areas are showing much more into our ancient culture. But our generation has not been exposed to. We've been given the same old narrative of the colonial masters. Even after the independence, we were shrouded, again being manipulated. So we somehow started looking down on our own culture. And I would say after independence, the same continued. And I think journalism played a major role in holding us there. It's only because of the social media, with the advent of technology, we started rediscovering our past, the roots. So it's utmost important for the new generation journalists to look at it and try to mend where we have lost. We have all the chance, because we are the people who the wisdom holders for the world. Because the world now is, you can see what is going to be there, and from the journalist perspective, it is going to be a very exciting time ahead. Because the world is getting reshaped. De-dollarization is happening on one side. The Western narrative is being questioned. And the entire history has to be relooked. And everyone, the globalization days are over. I think we are going back to our village. The entire world is now planning to go back and strengthen their own thing. Gone are the days of depending on the world for resources. Now everyone is concentrating on what they can do, how to be independent rather than interdependent. So the narrative is going to be very interesting. And with the new president from United States, he is really reshaping the entire dynamics. The entire focus is on economy, just economy. And all the wars which we see now is based on, again, trying to impose certain ideology on others. So the world over we are suffering. But the basic bottom line idea is how to steal the resources from the world for an effective few. This is the time where India has a big role to play, because this is a civilization which is based on dharmic points of view. And so I think we need to look at the Indian ethos of dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So the world is now forgotten dharma and it is just working on artha, kama, moksha. So the position of India is much more relevant today. And in MAGCOM, the idea was to come out with a set of journalists. We are not planning to give just a degree. We are planning to reinstate your backbone. We don't want journalists who are going to play for it's like his master's voice or her master's voice. We don't want that. We want you to have clarity. You need to do your homework. And when you put something in paper, please understand that each letter, each word is going to make a whole lot of sense to the new generation. Traditional system has failed. Everything is going to be upset. AI, everything. Because nowadays you can see in WhatsApp, like the recent one was Trump going around the village singing Vishu song. That's the AI situation which is. So it's more difficult to really bring out the truth, to increase the vantage points, but try to put your news based on dharma. Don't compromise on those things. And eventually, when you end your day, it is self-contentment which makes the biggest reward to you. And if you have done sincerity to yourself, to your best of interest, I think there is nothing more to it. So here I stand as just a symbol of a group of people, fantastic people who makes the governing body, the trustees, to give you a platform. And it's a time for me to thank all these great stalwarts from JNU, from NIT, from Makanlal, who understood the idea, what we are trying to. It's a humble beginning, but we have a great big vision, and I think this is our first step. And I really congratulate the new set of people who are going to come out of this in flying colors. And always I wish that you have discovered your backbone and hold it straight all along. Thank you very much. It's been a great day. It's been a great journey, and I'm proud to be part of you all, to see this new generation who is going to face the world, the challenging world of exciting times. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Next, the moment we all been waiting for. Yes, the conferment of degree certificates begin now. We request Vice Chancellor of JNU, Shri Shantishri Pandit, ma'am, to commence the awarding ceremony. As each name is announced, we invite the graduate to walk up to the stage and receive their degree. Shritika Vinayar. Jijita K. Surya PM. Harikrishnan H. Srilakshmi M. Avani RG. Krishnapriya T. Anuja K. Harikrishnan K.S. Nivedita M. Shruti GS. Advaita Vijosh. I kindly request all the graduates to come to the stage for clicking a photo. Thank you, everyone. Now, it is both honor and privilege to welcome each one of you to the inaugural ceremony of the convocation. To commence this significant occasion, I now invite Honorable VC of JNU, Shri Shanti Shri Pandit Ma'am, to deliver the inaugural address.
எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். Respected Shri J. Nandakumarji, respected Shri A.K. Prashant, Shri Anurag and Rita Soni, my colleague from JNU, and Ujjwala and Chandana, honorable dignitaries of the dais, esteemed faculty members, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduating class of MAGCOM. The first batch of students of the PG Diploma in Journalism, it is an immense honor and privilege to stand before you today in the heart of Kerala, a land known for its intellectual brilliance, cultural heritage, and vibrant spirit. Education is the foundation of empowerment. Education has paved the way for interdisciplinary learning, critical thinking, and skill-based education. You are graduating at a time when India's education landscape is undergoing a transformation designed to equip you with the global competencies while staying rooted in Bharatiya values. With knowledge comes responsibility. Use your education to drive positive change, be it through entrepreneurship or your writing, social service or policy making. The power to uplift others lies in your hands. Education is not just a privilege. It is a tool for transformation. And so is the, profession that most of you are going to enter. As I stand before the gathering of young, dynamic, and ambitious minds, I feel an overwhelming sense of pride and optimism. Today is not just about receiving degrees. It is about stepping into the world filled with boundless possibilities, formidable challenges, and profound responsibilities. You are about to embark on a journey that will shape not just your careers, but this future of this great dharmic civilization state. So I would give you certain ideas before I talk on journalism, and I would like to begin with saying that Jawaharlal Nehru University is a university that is India's #1 university, but also this university, after we have made a paradigm shift, does not only have one hegemonic narrative. All narratives have a place. We believe in ekam sat, vipraha bahuda vadanti. Truth may be one, but there are several paths to it. And I think initiatives like MAGCOM have to be greatly encouraged. And let me tell you, this is not the first private college that JNU has recognized. There is a lot of, I'm sorry to say, the press today does a lot of fake narratives, agenda setting, and gatekeeping. I didn't know that your first convocation will give us so much publicity. When I was in the Neelagiris, I was asked about it. I was asked everywhere. I think it's a good thing, sir. And let me tell you, I didn't know JNU had such brand value. I'm very happy. And I know in Kerala, JNU has a lot of brand value. And here I would just like to clarify, JNU is the only national university that can, affiliate any institution all over the country. No other central university can do it. All universities can only do in their geographical territory within there. And please remember, Jawaharlal Nehru University is not under the Central University Acts of Parliament. It has a separate Act of Parliament. passed by the Parliament with its ordinances, and it is autonomous. The Honorable Present Education Minister in Parliament clearly made it clear to many leaders of the opposition that JNU is autonomous and JNU VC is even more autonomous. So let me tell you that we affiliate a lot of institutions which include defense institutions. So every army, air force, navy officer of this country, the Indian military, is a JNU graduate. We have Payanur, the Indian Naval Academy at Elumalai under JNU. CDS, Center for Development Studies, started by Professor K.N. Raj in Thiruvananthapuram, also under JNU, and now MAGCOM. So this brings in the cultural diversity of this country which JNU believes in. And I think it is extraordinarily important that I'm so happy that you students will now herald a major paradigm shift in also the history of your own institution and as well as JNU. So I want to tell you a few things before I want to talk on journalism. JNU was born in 1966, if most don't know, by an act of parliament moved by MC Chagla, the then education minister, and 69 it came into being. It has a 2,000-acre campus. We have 14 schools and 10 special centers. JNU has the autonomy to create several centers. Most of you know that I have a special center for Tamil language, literature, and culture. 10 crores was given to me by the state government of Tamil Nadu. So we are very diverse. We accept, then Karnataka has given 5 crores for Kannada. And we also run today MA in Tamil Studies. Under NEP 2020, we permit non-Tamil or Kannada speaking or Oriya speaking students to opt for these languages as certificate courses. So I wish Malayalam also will come in, sir, but we are yet to get any grant from Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, which are the two states that have not. Let me tell you, Tamil Nadu was the first state to give me 10 crores. And they are also giving me a statue of Thiruvalluvar for 50 lakhs, sir. And so you can see that JNU does not belong to any one person. It is a national thing. Each citizen of this country is as much a student of JNU as any of you are, anybody can be. It is the only institution that has a fees of 10 and 20 rupees even today. So I tell students who are poor but brilliant, come to JNU. It is your university, totally funded by the Union Government of India. Whichever government, and the present Modi government, let me tell you, is more revolutionary than all the earlier governments, because I'm the first woman Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University. You have the great progressives talking about women's freedom, women's rights, but they never allowed one woman to become even a Vice Chancellor. So it took the courage of the present government, especially Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to see that to a woman from Tamil Nadu, coming from the backward classes. You have a leader of the opposition saying he is for OBC. No OBC Vice Chancellor till now in JNU except for me as the first woman from the state of Tamil Nadu. So he has broken 3 glass ceilings. So please remember, we walk the talk. We just don't talk. So JNU is a national institution. Every person has an equal right on JNU. It is nobody's personal property. This is something I want to flag. But I'm happy, sir, you got a lot of publicity. And I also congratulate MAGCOM. And I'm very happy to come to Calicut, God's own country, because Kerala is known for so many things, especially Kathakali. And let me tell you some of your great poets. We have one sitting here, Takkadi Shivashankara Pillai. And you have very great Jnanpith Award winners. And I think you also have Mohini Attam, then Guruvayur, Sabarimalai, and you have Padmanabha Swami. I felt bad. I'm a Telugu. I always thought Tirupati was the richest temple. that when told me, no, madam, it's Padmanabha temple, so you beat us there also, but it is our national property, and let me tell you, it is a saint from this state that unified Hinduism. That is Shankaracharya from Kaladi to Kedarnath. He is the man who told us we are one and when the same. So please be proud of this great state which has given so much to this country. And even ISRO, you have proved that non-IIT graduates also can do great science. So most of the ISRO chairmen come from Kerala. So you should be proud that you have been contributing to national development in every way. And I'm extremely happy to once again come here, and especially I admire Nandakumarji for his scholarship. He is, one of the persons who writes brilliantly and who debates, and I also like him because he's a very strict pracharak. Anything wrong we get also a good scolding from him. And now to you students, I would say first celebrate your achievement. Graduation is a defining moment, a culmination of years of relentless hard work, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to learning. It is a day that belongs to you, but also to your families, teachers, and mentors who have guided and supported you through this transformative journey. Your graduation today is not just a personal victory, but a symbol of the collective efforts that shaped you. Look around you, your peers, your professors, and your parents. All of them played a role in getting you to this moment. You have sacrificed, you have struggled, but you have emerged stronger. The milestone is not the end, but the beginning of a lifelong quest of knowledge, excellence, and a meaningful contribution to society. The second, I would say, the transformational era you inherit. India is going through, you are stepping into an era of unprecedented change and opportunity. India is not just growing, you are moving towards Vikasit Bharat in the Amrit Kal, where so many transformations are taking place. Our nation is on the cusp of becoming a global economic powerhouse, and you are at the center of this evolution. From technological achievements in artificial intelligence to space exploration, from innovations in green energy to self-reliance, through Atmanirbhar Bharat, you are inheriting a landscape rich with opportunities. One warning here to you, artificial intelligence is always artificial. Human intelligence is most important. So please don't give up your talent to read, write, and think. Machines are learning, humans are surfing. Not good. You will have to still keep learning, reading, and writing. And this is one appeal I tell all students, please do not forget your roots. It has always been told to us, mother tongue unites. Then have a career tongue and a market tongue. That is your choice. But mother tongue is extraordinarily important. And I will tell you, Malayalam is a beautiful language. I understand it well because I know Tamil, and you are more Sanskritized than we are. So I also like the thing. And I think Swati Tirunal is one of the doyens of Carnatic music is from Kerala. Though the other Tyagaraja is from Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Other challenges are stepping stones, not roadblocks. You are in a state where you will have a lot of challenges, but let them not deter you. If history has taught us anything, it is that remarkable successes emerge from the most testing times. The world you are entering is dynamic, and while technology and globalization have opened up countless doors, they are also introduced new complexities. Consider this inspiring journey, and success does not come without struggle. The key is to stay, of course, to adapt and to emerge stronger. The lessons you have learned here at MAGCOM, discipline, resilience, and critical thinking will serve you as your greatest tools. Whether in professional endeavors or personal journeys, remember that setbacks are temporary. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is necessary to step towards it. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to grow, innovate, and redefine your path. Strength through diversity and inclusion. I am one who believes in diversity. Let me tell you, JNU has 10 Ds: democracy, development, decentralization, deliberation, discussion, debate, difference, dissent, and diversity. Let me tell you, we are beautiful because you're different. And that brings in our unity. Please maintain that. I would say India is a mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions. Our ability to thrive in diversity is what makes us unique. As you step into leadership roles in various capacities, embrace inclusivity. Innovate and take risks in life. History remembers those who dared to dream beyond the ordinary. From Swami Vivekananda or even Adi Shankaracharya, who redefined India's spiritual identity on a global stage, to modern entrepreneurs revolutionizing technology, leadership has always been about vision, courage, and relentless pursuit of progress. Don't be afraid to take risks. Great innovations are born out of bold ideas. Whether you aspire to be a journalist, essay writer, or an editor, or a main page opinion writer, or you want to specialize in economic journalism, investigative journalism, keyhole journalism, whatever you call it, please remember that you have to challenge conventions, embrace innovation, and take ownership of your dreams. While embracing modernity, never lose sight of your roots. Kerala, with its rich traditions of literature, science, and governance, has always been ahead of its time. The lessons from literature, the architectural marvels of the Cheras and the Travancore dynasties, and also most of you don't even know that Martanda Varma defeated the Dutch. No history books write about it. So it is important that you people in journalism, because you are seen as the fourth estate after the three pillars of government, and hence I would request that all of you, as you march ahead, carry the great legacy of this great land. Be global citizens with an Indian soul. Balance technology with ethics, ambition with compassion, and progress with sustainability. A call to action. The road ahead will be filled with choices. Choose courage over comfort. Choose innovation over stagnation. Choose integrity over convenience. You are not just graduates, you are the architects of tomorrow's Bharat. As you step into this new chapter, carry the spirit of MAGCOM with you. Let your knowledge be your armor, your values your compass, and your dreams be your wings. The world awaits you. Go forth and make an impact. Now, after telling you what I thought you should do, let me also give you certain things that little I understand from journalism. Journalism till now has been a profession which people thought was free for all. Okay, not in the sense of exchange of fistcuffs in a street fight, but in the freedom to enter and practice with little or no reference to academic qualification, intellectual equipment, professional experience, or even the flair for writing. Most of you should know that the great Swami Chinmayananda started his career as a journalist. Do all of you know that? He was in the Mail and a colleague of my father. So I knew him as when I was very young. He started his career as a journalist in the Mail in Chennai, and then the Hindu. At the time, Hindu was not what it was today. It was really very neutral. India is a plural and pluralistic society, and press cannot but reflect its characteristic. I would again tell you, mother tongue unites. So please do not forget your mother tongue in pursuing to learn other languages. All other languages should be learnt, but don't ill-treat your mother, because nobody can replace it. Whether the technological advance is matched by intellectual integrity, moral earnestness is a different matter altogether. Without being cynical, we are now living in an age of big newspapers and small editors, large newspaper chains and packs of non-editors. Because most of the paper, if you take out today, is on advertisement and agenda setting. One news is interpreted differently by different people. And then there is also gatekeeping. Good news will always be kept out. Like for JNU, we do something negative, we are on the headlines, but we do something positive. For the first time, we got a huge grant from Government of India, PM's Research Fund, more than 500 crores for the sciences. And among the 30 top universities, IITs, NITs, and including Indian Institute of Science, JNU was among the 7. Because JNU is thought to be a social science university. Please, we are not only a social, we are also having 10 science departments. And even the Indian Institute of Mass Communication is affiliated to Jawaharlal Nehru University, which has now become a deemed university. And it is a tenant of JNU. Do you know it's on our campus? Most of the influential newspapers are run or controlled by private entrepreneurs or joint families, political parties. Sometimes disjointed or joint stock companies and public and private trusts. In the case, and if you say, all this also changes the way they look at reality. Today they have even TV channels. And now you have OTT platform and every type of thing that has been. All of them are guided, rather driven by profit motive and thinly concealed by a veneer of public interest and very little on public opinion or freedom of expression. You are called the fourth estate. Do most of you know Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? When, as the drafting, he said that the press or any other section of society can claim to exercise no rights that is not open to the citizen of this country. So you are like any other citizen, nor you don't have any special rights under the Indian Constitution. But let me tell you, self-restraint and social purpose is very, very important. And it is absolutely essential for you to check and cross-check any news item before it is published, so that it might not cause unavoidable damage to any individual or institution or its own credibility. Like recently, they said JNU has affiliated MAGCOM. That was a news that came in one of the national newspapers. And they were so shocked that we did it. Why? There are a lot of leftist, all types of organizations that have been affiliated to JNU. You are not the first. JNU affiliates all over the country. We have 150 institutions that are affiliated to Jawaharlal Nehru University. Did you know 2 years back, there's a perception change after I took over. The PMO told Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Development, Government of India, 100 of its institutes were under IGNU, because the earlier JNU people didn't want them, because the IGNU degree was not recognized abroad. The brand that JNU has, the others didn't have. So the PMO suggested, why don't you go to JNU? Because it is the only university that can affiliate anywhere in the country. So they came, and we have 100 catering institutes, hotel management, travel and tourism, out of which 50% are private. And I don't know what ideology those private companies, private institutes come, because it's not the concern of JNU. As long as you are a legal citizen of this country, you can run any institution. And as long as your course has the academic value and rigor that JNU wants you to have, you can always be part of JNU. And JNU is for everybody, and it reflects the freedom of this democracy of this country. So let me tell you, It is wrong to say that there is a huge shift or anything. Nothing. We are part of this dharmic civilization. I think we are correcting the bias now. Earlier there was a bias, we are correcting it. To exercise restraint in the expression of views in editorials and articles. You don't see it today. You see most newspapers which clearly take a very biased view. It is high time that you make a departure from the excessive preoccupation with the actions and utterances of political VIPs. Most of the newspapers have only headlines about VIPs and others. I would say many of you should do a lot of responsible, and I'm happy that the social narratives. And another thing I would like all of you to fight is fake narratives. Please, there's a lot of fake narratives that go around, and newspapers begin it. And don't think that you don't have influence. You have a lot of influence in the reading public, especially TV, audio, OTT and others. So I would only say that finally, I would request most of you to remember that journalism must be a liberal profession, not a branch of commerce or business in which monetary profit or political clout are everything. The rest of the values being left to fend for themselves. There is also today many who call the tyranny of the press. They can mar careers of human beings. So here again I would request most of you. And one warning I would like to say, especially after the chairperson made a comment, I think it's very important when he called us a dharmic civilization. And here in the dharmic civilization, please remember, the expert has been quietly replaced by the propagandist. The propagandist is unashamedly plays havoc with our history. Instead of facts, he uses all the propaganda techniques in creating a fiction, which he then passes it on to our children as authoritative history sanctioned by the Nehruvian consensus. What are the techniques of this? Lie big. Tell lies big. Nanna poi pese. Instead of teaching historical assertions based on facts, the propagandist tries to create a picture of our past based on hearsay, conjectures, and obviously outright lies. So please, more important that you people are at a threshold where you will have to totally deconstruct these narratives. What are the skills they use? Masterful skills in using propaganda techniques, like ad nauseum. Meaning everything is ad hoc, nothing is certain. It's not based on facts. That's why leftist historians don't like archaeology, because it tells you the truth. Appeal to authority, appeal to prejudice, bandwagon, big lie, cherry picking, classical conditioning, disinformation, euphemism, exaggeration, glittering generalities, guilt by association, half-truths, intentional vagueness, labeling, bond and loaded language, oversimplification, testimonial, third-party technique, unstated assumption, thought-terminating cliche, and transfer association. In contrast to the Indian heritage, foreign invaders and their religions are presented in glowing terms. And this is done in contravention to genuine historical records or factual analysis. I just want to put one before you. All of you must have heard about the Aryan-Dravidian divide. I come from a state where Dravidian politics is very dominant. This is a big lie. This was created by Bishop Robert Cardwell for his own end, where he said the Dravidians are different from the Aryans. But in reality, we are a mixed race. Most of you know we had the Keeladi excavations, which proved that the Tamil Brahmi script or the Vaigai River civilization is very close to the Indus Valley civilization. And maybe they were both coterminous. So what does this prove? It proves that there has been a lot of give and take. Number two, they tell us that all of us were primitive till the invaders came. the Mughals, and they only taught us how to eat food, Mughaliya food. We were not eating, we were eating sand and dust, okay? And then the British civilized us and gave democracy. If you see the, Raki Gargi, excavation, by carbon dating, it has been proved we are more than 10,000 years old. Science cannot lie. That means when Europe was picking up stones, we were civilized. So who civilized whom? We civilized them. They did not civilize us. That is why the left does not like they say dig for this, because they are being exposed. So in JNU, in our history department, because JNU history department created the greatest havoc. And we had experts in ancient India who didn't know Sanskrit. And they were great experts of ancient India. We have now introduced archaeology as part of history. And this is very important. So please remember uprooting the linguistic heritage of India. They will tell you your mother tongue is not good, you are not very modern. Sanskrit is the language of Brahmins, which is not true. Please remember, Valmiki was not a Brahmin. Vyasa was not a Brahmin. So was Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar. Please read the latest book by Parimala Rao on colonial India, on a history of education. She says Patashalas and Gurukuls run by Brahmins did not teach only Brahmins. She has taken out archival data which has proved there were every caste student who was a student of that Patashala. So please go by evidence. Don't go by this bandwagging. And I would tell you, they are trying to distort our legacy, and they say that our Indian kings were wicked, where the invaders were very emancipating. You know, recently in Maharashtra, we have a huge controversy after the Chava film. Chava is a novel written by Shivaji Savant on Sambhaji Maharaj, the brave son of Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji. And most of the details which came out, all of you like films, it's more. So it was shown, and you saw the whole havoc that happened after that. And it is important that such things have to come out. So you people, as students, need to do this. So please understand. And they also say Indic traditions oppress women, which is also not true. Let me end with this, because there are more women candidates than boys. India is the greatest feminist civilization in the world. You will say, Madam, how are you saying it? Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Dev. Who comes first? Matru. Mother Goddess. All over South you have. Number two, who were the powerful ministers of Indira's cabinet? Mahalakshmi, wealth. Oh, everybody wants. Saraswati, knowledge. And Parvati or Durga, power. When all the male gods failed, it was the roop of Parvati after 10 days of Navaratra to fight the demon and kill it. And finally, our male gods are called what? They are not called what? Umapati, Sitapati, Lakshmipati, Radha Krishna. It is not ulta, no patini. So please be proud of your civilization, be knowledgeable, be ready to learn, challenge when people are contesting it. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. Up next, we are thrilled to present the much-awaited release of our journal, a reflection of the hard work, creativity, and dedication of our MAGCOM students. We now request our esteemed guest, Professor Shantishree Pandit, to hand over the journal to J. Nandakumar to kindly unveil the journal and mark this special moment with us. Next, we warmly welcome all MAGCOM students as we proudly unveil our latest journal release. And there is a magazine which is also prepared by the students of MAGCOM. And I request Shanti Sri ma'am to hand over the magazine to J. Nandakumar sir. And I also welcome all MAGCOM students to unveil the magazine. Thank you, everyone. Next, we are honored to have a very special guest, Shri J. Nandakumar, National Convener of Prajna Prabha, who will be delivering the keynote address. So I warmly welcome him for delivering the keynote address.
Most respected Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, Professor Shandisri Dulipudi Panditji, Chairman of this function and also governing body of MAGCOM, Sri A.K. Prashantji, Professor Rita Soni ma'am, who came as already the most autonomous Vice Chancellor, is here, but still one representative from the staff, I would like to say, who were very much supporting us in getting this recognition. Srimati Rita Soni ma'am and Director of MAGCOM, Sri Anuragji, our Kaitapram Tirumeniji, and the main actual person behind all this. The credit has been given to many by Anuragji, but I would like to say my younger brother, Madhu, Dr. Madhu, who is actually behind all this, his tapas. And I also in the beginning, I have told him that I don't think that it is possible for us to start such an institute, but he was very adamant and very much committed towards this great cause. And if accolades are to be given to someone, it is to be given to Dr. Madhu, my young brother, and all other distinguished guests, including Gopalangutti Master, our President of Vidya Bharati, and he was Pranda Karyavah of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Gopalangutti Master, and all other distinguished guests, respected faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the students who are graduating today. Since I have a bit of reputation for being a long-winded speaker, to drive in some point, usually complaints are there that I will take an hour or more even. So I don't want to take such a chance today. So I have decided to confine myself to a written speech, and I would like to read it instead. Today marks a historic milestone in the journey of MAGCOM, a day etched in the annals of this institution's proud history. It is not merely an event, but the culmination of years of hard work, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. From humble beginnings, MAGCOM began as a small yet ambitious initiative rooted in a vision to redefine media education. And in a remarkably short span of time, it has risen to become one of the premier media schools in south of Bharat. I don't want to say South India, the place in the south part of Bharat. Crowned further by the academic recognition and certification of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Again, my temptation to go bit I would like to mention something which struck in my mind when Anuragji was delivering his welcome address. And he was mentioning about the change of freedom of speech, or the leaders who were giving much freedom to the press and freedom to the expression and everything, and it has changed a lot. That means a person who was at the helm of the affairs, who was going to a cartoonist and saying that why don't you draw cartoon about me nowadays, and to a person that we are all aware about, the get out chief minister of ours. Get out. Okay. But I was just confused, Anuragji. I was thinking why Majru Sultanpuri was arrested in 1949. Majru Sultanpuri, you know, the great poet, lyricist, Kaida Prabji may know. Chahunga mein tujhe sanj savere jaise gana. One who wrote that. He once participated in a protest meeting held in Mumbai for the mill workers. And there he recited a poem. What was that poem? अमन का झंडा इस धरती पर किसने कहा लहराने न पाए. अमन का झंडा इस धरती पर किसने कहा लहराने न पाए. ये भी है कोई हिटलर का चेला, मार ले साथी जाने न पाए. You know the meaning? That means अमन का झंडा, शांति, the flag of Shanti, Samadhi. Who told us that it shall not be raised, it shall not be placed in this land, this earth? Maybe a Shishya, Chela, Shishya, or a student of a Hitler, whom he was mentioning, whom he was attacking in that sense, criticizing, I would like to say. It was against Nehru. The third line was like that. Commonwealth ka दास है नेहरू, मार ले साथी जाने न पाए. Commonwealth, he was the slave of Commonwealth. It was a fact. He was saying a fact. The person who ran after Shankar to make cartoons, he was not that tolerant towards this poor lyricist. At that time, you know, the wife of Sultanpuri was pregnant and she was in the hospital. And this poor poet was not allowed to see and help her, his wife. And Rajkumar, the great Rajkumar, has collected 2,000 rupees and gave to the ailing wife at that time. And this great poet was jailed for writing these lines for 2 years, long 2 years. That was the history. And again, when he was mentioning about that, without mentioning the name, everyone knows that who was that great man who ran after Shankar to have a criticizing cartoon. Okay. We all knew what was the first amendment of our sacred constitution. You know, the first amendment of American Constitution was for the freedom of speech. But strangely, the first amendment of Bharat's constitution was against the press freedom. And still we are logizing some person. This is a paradox of freedom. That's why I am saying this. This is a paradox of freedom. You have to mention about all these things. Everything correctly. The first amendment was against press freedom, and actually it was against our one sister concern, organizer, which was publishing from Delhi. Organizer has published the whole history. Here our president Prashantji was also talking about history, and Madam Vice Chancellor has very well described about the history. She was saying about someone was very much scared of archaeology, and still they are claiming that they are historians. You know, when Ramajanma Bhumi agitation was going on, the great, most illustrated historians who have got some flag and tag behind them, they were all talking about the excavations happening in the Ram Janma Bhumi. Do you know? None of them are archaeologists. They don't know the ABCD of the archaeology, including that great Mrs. Thapar. I don't scare to name someone. That's it. When B.B. Lal, most accredited archaeologist, was saying that this is what which is beneath the so-called disputed circle, and these guys were saying that. Okay. Anyway, so you have to think about our true history. How we got freedom. What happened? What price has been given for that freedom? Our great nation was divided. Organizer has touched that aspect and said what happened in the coming days of our freedom. And naturally, the communal attacks, the danga, the riots which happened during that period has been very well explained in Organizer, and Organizer was banned. Organizer has been banned, and pre-censorship has been afflicted on it. Organizer owner or the publisher, Brijabhushan, went to the court. K.R. Malkani was the editor at that time, the great K.R. Malkani. And the High Court has, in a way, it has seconded the action taken by the state government, the banning. But then Brijabhushanji went to Supreme Court. It's a very great case, Brijabhushan versus state government. That case is there. Any one of you can refer that. Google that and you will find out what was that case. And at last Supreme Court said that press has got the freedom and our constitution is giving that permission to write and criticize anyone. It is there. Okay. At that time itself Supreme Court has said that not only freedom, not only your right, you have got some duties also. Constitution has said about the fundamental duties also. It has been mentioned very well. But Organizer has got every right to print such news, such articles, critical analysis. So Organizer has won, and K.R. Malkani wrote a historic editorial, All's Well, End Up Well. That was a great editorial title anyway. But do you know, immediately afterwards, that great man who ran after Shankar artist, he visited Kerala. I want to connect it with Kerala. He addressed a Congress meeting, and in which he has said that some periodicals run by Hindu Mahasabha and some other leftist weeklies are criticizing the nation. They are creating havoc in the social peace and everything. So you have to be very careful. And one word has been used in that speech. I have taken it from the archives of Bharat Sarkar archives, in which is said that such periodicals, such unruly periodicals are to be crushed. Crushed is a very good word for him. Always he used to use that particular word. He used that word against Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha also. He said that RSS is to be crushed. Pujaniya Golwalkar, Guruji Golwalkar, immediately afterwards that he was attending in a Varsha Pradyuta function in which Guruji Golwalkar has said, we are going to crush that crushing mentality of our Prime Minister. That was his reply to that. Anyway, he used that word in Kerala also at that time, and he said that these type of periodicals are to be crushed. So that is the level of freedom. So I use that word, paradox of freedom, enemies of open society, written by Karl Popper. Anyway, we have to analyze all these things, and I would like to quote, I am just searching for it, and in his closing speech, this great Prime Minister, who was the protagonist of the freedom of expression, he made a comment during that period, and he said that I have already mentioned that he attended a meeting, and he said that this type of periodicals are to be crushed, we have to look into it. So he piloted a bill to amend that particular article in which press were given the freedom. It has been amended. During that discussion, he made a wonderful statement, wonderful or a dangerous statement. He said that this business of equality before the law, why he has made such a statement, I don't know. I could not decipher it more, that I am saying. This business of equality before the law is a dangerous thing. Equality before law is a dangerous thing. And it is completely opposed to the whole structure and method of this constitution, what is laid down in the directive principles. So this is the way in which it has been, our history has moved. And so we cannot say that everything was good during 1947, 1950, 1951, everywhere. And we cannot say that everything has been made a overturn or about turn nowadays. So many good things are here in this type also. See, every day and night, day in and out, our Prime Minister is being criticized by the media like anything. Can you give a simple example in which any of the editors or the reporters were arrested and put in jail? Not a single example you can give. That's why we have to think about what was the press freedom, how it has been curbed, what we have to do. We have to make thorough research and understand all these things also. So again, I would like to, already the time is up, I don't want to take much time of yours. This moment becomes even more special as it marks the graduation of the first ever batch from this great institution. You are not just graduates, you are trailblazers, the founding alumni of a center that has already begun to shape the discourse of media studies in this part of the country. Your presence here today is a testament to a dream realized and a legacy just begun. Yet, we must acknowledge the context in which you step into the profession. We live in a time where the phrase ethical journalism has almost become an oxymoron. What is taught in classrooms often stands in stark contrast to what is practiced in newsrooms. There is a contrast in between classrooms and newsrooms. Why? The core values of journalism, truth, integrity, impartiality, seem to have been eclipsed by the overpowering forces of sensationalism, commercialism, and ideological biases. Ideological biases, I would like to say, and also commercialism. 2 days back, our minority minister visited Kerala, and he was the person who piloted the Waqf Amendment Bill. He addressed a press conference in Kochi. One who has seen that impartially, without any partisan mindset or not overpowered with the ideological commitments, will find out that how matured was his press conference. How did he present his views? How much he was committed towards our constitution. But I don't know who was that person, who was that journalist who asked that question, as if he was thinking, he or she who asked that question was thinking that once the act was passed in the parliament, then the very next day the minister concerned or the prime minister himself will take an army contingent from Delhi and coming to the places where it was affected and take all the lands from those people who has taken it, or the Waqf land will be taken from them and distributed among the actual owners of the land. Is it so? Can a land which has been ruled on the way of the democratic land and the leaders can move in that direction? The questions were in that style, and immediately the very next day, you all have seen yesterday's majority of the papers and the media wherein which they are saying the Waqf Bill Amendment Bill has failed. It will not give back Monambam people their land. This is the way in which the questions are being raised. That is why I said this so-called ethical journalism has become that term, the very term has become an oxymoron. There are a lot of examples. One example I have given. The core values which I have mentioned were overpowered by the forces of sensationalism, commercialism, and ideological biases. Gone are the days when the media commanded deep public respect, when stalwarts like A.R. Malkani, Potan Joseph, B.J. Varghese, M.V. Kamath, and T.V.R. Shenoy were household names synonymous with credibility and courage. Today, such figures are rare, but that only makes your mission all the more urgent and meaningful. It is my sincere hope that you, this pioneering batch of MAGCOM, will rise to restore the dignity of this noble profession, uphold the principles of ethical, or more rightly, dharmic journalism. Dharma Shabda has been mentioned and discussed earlier also. Dharmic journalism, I would like to say, it must be a dharmic journalism. Journalism rooted in truth, guided by values, and tempered with compassion. Bring back the human touch to storytelling. Be fearless, but also fair. Be critical, but not cynical. Be driven, but not compromised. Journalism is a profession that must be approached with a spirit of tyaga or sacrifice. In an age dominated by paid news and corporate interest, a media person must remain free from greed and all forms of personal weakness. The journalist is expected to uphold the noble values of freedom, courage, and neutrality, and remain steadfast in the pursuit of truth and dharma. Among these guiding principles, the idea of tadasthata, the word which has been mentioned in our Puranas, in our Vedas, and everywhere, tadasthata, as rooted in Bharatiya Darshana, holds particular significance. Tadasthata literally means being situated on a bank of declivity. It suggests a state of detached observation, like someone watching the flow of a river from the river bank, engaged yet unaffected. But there is a deeper dimension. To stand on a declivity, a sloped surface tilted at a risky 45 degrees, is no easy task. There are possibilities that you may lose control of yourself and fall down. Yet, maintaining your balance, standing straight and firm in such a position is a metaphor for the ethical challenge of journalism. It reflects both the difficulty of the role and the strength of character it demands. Tadasthata, in this sense, is not passivity. It is a disciplined detachment anchored in dharma. When you stand firm in dharmic values, everything else will follow. This principle must never be lost, because it is what provides real strength and dignity to your voice as a journalist. Media is often hailed as the fourth pillar of democracy in safeguarding freedom of speech and championing fearless journalism. I believe it echoes the timeless wisdom of the Mahabharata, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. Dharma protects those who protect it. Similarly, if we uphold the principle of freedom of speech despite threats and adversities, it will protect those who courageously defend it. The truth, fearlessly published by the media in the face of intimidation and threats, became a lifeline for the nationalist media fraternity during a critical trial. If responsible media can collectively fulfill their duties to counteract threats to free speech, the same will definitely come to your rescue later. That's what we have seen in the history of journalism. So never be disillusioned with the short-term hindrances and setbacks. The ultimate success will always be there waiting for you. So always be focused on the long-term goal. Dharma ultimately prevails, but we have to give time for it. You are now stepping into a world that is noisy, fast-changing, and often uncertain, and yet never has the world needed journalists more than it does today. You enter the profession at a time when misinformation spreads faster than facts, when public trust must be earned anew every day, and when truth itself is often contested. It may seem daunting, but remember this: journalism has never thrived in comfort. It has always grown stronger when tested. You are not just writers or broadcasters or content creators. You are watchdogs. You are storytellers. You are the bridge between event and understanding. You carry the responsibility of making the invisible visible, of speaking for those without a voice, of holding power to account with courage, fairness, and integrity. As you leave this campus and enter newsrooms, field assignments, media houses, or digital platforms, hold on to the values that brought you here. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. Stay compassionate. The world will ask you to take sides. Journalism asks you to take a stand for truth, for justice, for people. Congratulations to each one of you. You are the torchbearers. The future of journalism begins with you. Thank you. Namaskar. Bharat Mata ki jai.
Thank you, sir. Every grand event is made possible by the collective efforts of many. We now invite Srimati T.S. Ujjwala, Faculty of MAGCOM, to deliver the word of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to get an opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks today. On behalf of Mahatma Gandhi College of Mass Communication, I would express our sincere appreciation to all the dignitaries in the dais. We are deeply thankful to our chief guest, Professor Shantisri D. Pandit, Vice Chancellor of JNU, A.K. Prashant, Chairman, Governing Body of MAGCOM, Dr. Rita Soni, Associate Professor of JNU, and Nandakumar Ji of National Convention, Convener. And we are deeply thankful to what is her name? Shantisri for your insightful speech. Your presence and expertise can truly enrich our understanding of JNU. Next, I will a special thanks to the organizers and the team for their meticulous planning and execution. Their hard work and dedication is highly appreciated. I extend my thanks to all the staff members for their support and guidance. Their contributions are invaluable. We are grateful to all the participants for their enthusiasm and engagement. I hope everyone enjoyed this event and found it valuable. With that, I would like to conclude vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As we draw the ceremony to a close, we thank everyone for the presence and participation. We will end this program by national anthem. After that, we have a photo session. So every student should be here, and we request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
The session is over anyway. I request all the MAGCOM resource persons who have taken at least one class to these batch, and the graduates who received the certificates today and their parents to be inside, remain in the hall, so that we will have a photo session.